Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a lovely, perfect Auckland afternoon. And we are back out here for the Stewart 34 Championship Series hosted by the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron. As you can see, you're looking out there to gorgeous Auckland City, and where those tanks that you can see in the distance there, that is the future home of the 36th America's Cup. Now I'm very lucky today to have a very special guest here commentating with me. And if you just give us one moment here. Hi, so that's me, I'm Suellen, and I've got here Concup Steve.
Hi everyone, all the way from the States to come here to see the awesome Stewart 34's, one of the most historic racing boats in the history of the world. So many champions, of course Russell Coots built here on his Citizen Cup win, so I'm really excited to see a lot of great sailors out here today.
Well, it's great to have you, Steve, and thank you for coming to hang out with us today. And if I can just get this camera back around the other way, there we go. We've also got our wonderful driver, Finn. Finn, thank you for driving for us again today. And Steve, look, we are in sequence for the first race of the evening, and so we're going to motor up to the line. We'll head up to the line, and where the plan is to be on the line right at the start. Now, Stewart 34 Racing, you might have seen some of the sailing that we've shown you over the last few weeks. You know, we've done footage with the drone and from a camera from the boat. Last week we did attempt to do the live streaming for the first time on the back of Playboy in the rain and the squall. Steve, wow. That was interesting.
Yeah, the challenges you have from a dinghy to do all that you've done. I've seen the footage. Absolutely wonderful footage for Live, Sail and Die that I've seen so far.
Well, thank you very much, Steve, for those kind words, and it's great to know that we've got people who are watching this racing from around the world. So how long have we got, Steve?
Well, I believe we're down to 1:08, and it's absolutely perfect conditions, blowing up 14, 15, there's the 1 minute gun. But there's some big holes in the wind as you look. It's a westerly slightly, so you have some holes coming through the city front, and so it should be great racing with some good passing lanes out there. We're getting very close to a start here.
So the Stewart 34s allow us to actually be on board our rib right in the middle of the racing. Now we actually consider ourselves a Stewart 34 with no rights, and our boat driver Finn will race with these guys so that we can really bring you this close action.
Playboy has just taken a big dip, thinking they were a little early. Here they come back, one of the top boats in this fleet, and it's going to be all on right at this start as Psyche's up here and Passion pushing them up towards the committee boat. They're getting down to 10 seconds. They are getting real close to the line. Now it's a matter of getting your boat up to speed. Let's see who can do it. So Princess Hal all the way on the leeward end, Psyche all the way on the windward end, but look at that speed that Playboy has, getting right out of the chute, has the entire leeward fleet covered. Now let's see if Passion also has some speed. See how they do as they go to weather, Suellen.
Well, that was an exciting start, Steve, and I think probably it looked like Prince Hal, the blue boat down the end, nailed it at that pin end. However, Playboy 136 looks to kind of have the advantage at this particular point. However, well, someone's not focusing on board Playboy, and they just were knocked down a little bit there.
Yeah, a little less main trim than they needed. Psyche and Pater have tacked off, so they're going for another wind. Prism's going, must be another class. Oh, big shift down even further west. So that's giving Prince Hal a little more advantage way down there. They just forced two boats over. They're tacking in this shift. So we're seeing the boats coming over to port tack. Terrible tack here on 1880. The jib just not coming in, putting them right below Passion. So Passion's got precedent fully covered right now. That jib just didn't come around, and Playboy is tacked on top of this fleet going up to out to the south here.
Well, so at this point we'll let everybody know that the race that these guys are doing today is part of the championship series for the Stewart 34. They've got 4 windward leeward races planned today, which is twice around the top mark, and back down through the finish. Prince Hal is currently leading the series on 18 points, followed by Playboy on 24, and then equal third is Psyche and Pahi, each on 39.
It looks like they've lost their main sheet, or their jib sheet, on precedent, so they're going to be tacking towards us. And Playboy is sailing fast. Playboy and Passion are sailing very fast, with Psyche far off to the south, looking for a wind shift to go more southwest, and then Prince Hal all the way up on the other end, looking for it to go more west and more pressure. You can see puffs rolling in about 14 knots and a steady 11-12 knot breeze. Really exciting racing here. All identical boats, concept from 1959, maximized performance.
And the fleet is celebrating 60 years of sailing here in Auckland in 2019.
And the racing just as good or better than it was 60 years ago.
See, the thing is though, Steve, is there's a lot of pride on the line with Stewart 34 racing. That's probably more important than anything.
Yes, it is. Here comes Paul with his beautiful Psyche over on starboard tack. He'll have right away on Passion. Will he be able to get to Playboy? And how about the guys far over? We'll see how they all come together at this windward mark. It's a windward with an offset. So the starboard tack could be everything here. How did Playboy do with their great speed?
Well, in this real shifty southwesterly that we've got here on the course, Steve, it is going to be really interesting to see who does benefit. Either Prince Hal, who is leading the series, or Playboy, who we're here watching now.
Looks like Prince Hal got a huge lift over there. We'll get back to them, and I'm looking pretty good over there at the moment. But can it hold? Psyche was able to force Playboy. Oh, very close racing right there. Playboy was able to force Psyche off. So these guys are racing for the top, which gave a really bad tack. But here are the guys up top. Prince Hal with that lead, maintaining that lead, but he's on port tack. Does Playboy have anything for him?
And Steve, the top boats, the top 4 boats in this series are also the top 4 boats in this race right now. So Prince Hal leading the series will go around the top mark first, and Pahi, who is underneath him there, they will go around in second.
So now it's a matter of timing it right, getting a good tack here, and this is a spinnaker race, so they'll be rounding the offset mark and popping those big beautiful chutes. What a nice job, Prince Hal at jibs right in, Pahi right behind him. So in this westerly wind, Prince Hal took the leeward mark and went very far west, and it paid off big. Now a big one, Playboy is going to be coming across on port. Will they get a nice spot in front of Psyche? It looks like they did.
So we're going to get ourselves right in here amongst this now, and our driver Finn will make sure that he puts us in a good spot.
Poles are going up. We'll watch Prince Hal will be the first to pop. The after guy's already back, or the brace down here. Brace is back, chute poised and ready to go up. And here it goes. A good jumper will get that up in 3 to 5 seconds, and it's up full. We're right here with Playboy right now, and their job to catch Prince Hal. Slow set on the second place boat that shoots up. It's not full. There it goes. Nice job. Here goes Playboy. Oh, pole's detached here. They had a little miscommunication. Pole is not set.
That's really going to hurt Playboy. That is going to affect them.
With
because
Psyche right on his
the
tail.
Others,
Psyche has a perfect set.
look at that. Now that's what you want when you round and mark, Steve. Now Playboy is going to struggle with this, and they're going to have Psyche is just going to be all over them.
Absolutely great racing.
Looks like they've recovered there slightly.
Yeah, they did. They need that jib down though.
So for those that are just tuning in, this is the first race of the night of the Stewart 34 Championship Series. This is the final night for 2018, and it is all on the line. These guys aren't back racing until February, so they all want to go into that Christmas New Year break.
This is huge.
With with the yellow, well, the yellow lycra top on,
Yes.
in the gold medal
With the
position.
jersey. And so far it's all Prince Hal in this one as we see Passion coming around. Some good sailors. You knew some of the sailors on Passion.
We do have some great sailors in this fleet. On Passion is Logan Dunning-Beck, who is a 49er sailor, one of New Zealand's best 49er sailors, and also Joey Allen, who is no stranger to the yachting limelight. On Playboy, steering Playboy, is Guy Pilkington, who is very well known. Is an exceptional sailor. On the yellow boat, you've got, it's a bunch of youth program kids who are also part of the foiling generation, the foiling program, and pushing these heavy old boats around the course though. It might not look glamorous, but this is real sailing, Steve.
This is what it's all about. This is how you cut your teeth. You've got to be able to sail before you can foil.
Absolutely, and look, I think that's something that, you know, we can't forget. We can't write off these old classic designs, because this is where you really learn how to sail. This is tactics. This is not who has the most money or who has the best sails. This is all about crew work.
And we've seen some crew errors. It hasn't changed the position. They're going up very early with the jib on Playboy, but I believe the bow crew isn't as tuned up as maybe some of the others. Prince Hal, what a job so far, start to finish, from winning that leeward end and made it pay with a nice westerly shift. You can see on the back of Psyche, if we can see them, they pump up their backstays, adjustable backstays on these older boats. You can see them pumping them up. That gives your headstay more tension so you can point higher into the wind. They've really maximized. Now we've got Psyche and Playboy right together. Playboy's the inside boat, so they have right away. But while they're fooling around, Passion is coming in with a great deal of speed, and neither of them have seen Passion. It's 3 boat lengths, about 100 feet at the mark. Oh, Playboy's going, it's a gate, so Playboy's going around. And they have forced Psyche off, so Psyche has to come around.
They did force Psyche out, and that's the top 4 boats in this series are all fighting, but because of what Psyche and Playboy have done, they've managed to give another position away to Princess. So Psyche has a lot of work to do to build themselves back up.
And I believe Passion got in there on both of them. They've had horrible luck on the bow of this boat. The jib is not clean on Playboy, so they're having a...
See, now crew work is so vital on these boats.
So
we'll head over to Prince Hal. Crew work is so vital on these boats, Steve, that look, we're gonna leave Playboy just to deal with their issues. There's a bit of yelling and screaming going on board that boat, so let's head over to Prince Hal.
One thing, when you don't have great crew work going, as they had problem at the top mark, maybe don't push so hard at the leeward mark, because that mistake that you make by pushing the crew so hard can compound, and I believe they lost a couple spots on that. But they do have more pressure here.
See, now that's a perfect example, Steve, of not focusing on the bigger picture and only looking at what directly is in front of you. And, you know, Princess managed to sneak in there and Psyche got a penalty. You can't have that in the short course racing.
No, you can't. Not when it's only a short double windward leeward. Look at this boat right here. They are focused. The guy's hiking out hard. Very quiet boat.
And in case anybody didn't know, it's nearly Christmas time.
Yes, this is the boat with the best spirit, and they have led wire to wire in this one. So we'll have to find out later who called that leeward start. It sure paid off.
So Prince Hal does have a nice lead here, but in this tricky westerly, Steve, this is going to be really interesting to see how they are going to cross here with Pahi. It looks like they might be clear.
The 2 boats have found a breeze line that have come through, and they have absolutely left the rest of the fleet. It is a 2-boat race now. Prince Hal has starboard tack advantage. Pahi will be forced to tack or duck, and it looks like Pahi's going to duck, a nice clean duck. Now Prince Hal probably won't go too far before they tack back. Nice breeze line right through here. Great racing, absolutely fantastic. I really envy you in this great racing you have here.
I tell you what, Steve, I think we're pretty spoilt here in New Zealand. We do have some of the best sailing in the world. We have the best sailors in the world. Basically, New Zealand is the best in the world.
I believe so.
And for those who have just tuned in and who are watching live, this is the first race of the night for the Stewart 34 Championship Series. This is the last Monday night of the year. Prince Hal, a blue boat, Saki and Pahi. Pahi is the boat that we're looking at right now. And leading this race though is Prince Hal, followed by Pahi. Now, Steve, you feel that? This is the curse of a westerly.
Yes, it
Where
is.
has that breeze gone?
It's gotten warm. You can feel the thermal temperature change. Now a big shift. Pahi's coming on starboard. Will he have the breeze? It looks like he's really extended by coming over here, staying in the breeze. Prince Hal has had to tack early,
now,
and I don't believe they're going to lay the mark.
No, I don't think that Prince Hal is going to have their first place here now. They've probably given that to Pahi.
This is going to put Pahi way ahead, 2 tacks ahead. They'll be able to round and get their pull up before Prince Hal is even to the mark. So nice job. There's a little puff coming through the marina. So nice, but there are holes, so anything can happen. What a nice job we saw. They hack and now have the lead.
That was if he hasn't watched Stewart. One keel boat that you can race and cruise.
So they'll be off speed as Pahi's getting away. Now Pahi has to have a good pop here. They were not the leader in the first rounding. So now they've got to take advantage with this lead and have a great pop, get that pole set. Oh, chute's already up. And is it full? Not quite. He's come around. Chute is up though. Got to get that pole back. There it goes. And they are up and full before the next boat rounds.
Well, that's them. They're done. And the head sail is down. That was outstanding to see. Now, if we look back over our shoulder, we can actually see that Passion has got him into 3rd. Psyche is in 4th, and they've managed to get in front of Playboy. So that crew work at that bottom mark from Playboy has really affected them coming up this last upwind leg of this windward leeward race.
So this is all on here. Now with Prince Hal a second, they aren't going to get phenomenally far ahead, but this will help them, being the leader in this regatta. And a beautiful job we just saw. Now here comes a pop on Passion.
And look at that, Steve. That was perfect by Passion, almost perfect by
Almost,
Passion.
except the helmsman hasn't turned down yet.
He hasn't, and
so that's going to allow Psyche an inside here. If they can get that boat full, Psyche may have an advantage coming down. It's going to be so much taking advantage of each puff. And Prince Hal has jibed, and Pahi is not. And through, we'll see if Pahi can keep that pressure. This race, even though a lot of breeze, surprised they're dragging their jib in the water.
You can see that Psyche over our shoulder here, Steve, is also now playing games with Passion.
So that not turning the boat down allowed Psyche in. Paul's not dealing with another boat. So everything Playboy lost by tangling with another boat, he may gain by being by himself right here.
Now look, let's look forward, Steve, and what has unfolded here? Has Pahi just handed the lead back to Prince Hal?
He's in only about 8 knots of breeze when Prince Hal's in about 11. And now down to 10, but it looks like Prince Hal has done a much better job tactically so far. He is moving at least a knot faster than Pahi. Oh boy, they're sitting in nothing there.
That's actually really disappointing for Pahi. They worked so hard to get up to first, and just somebody not looking over their shoulder.
Not only is that going to affect them, but if Playboy can jibe their boat and stay on the breeze, they'll pass 2 boats right here. So the tactician should be paying more attention to wind speed than direction right now. These boats need the power. They always need that heat to get going because they're older boats and they're heavy, big, nice chutes, but they need that wind. And you can see Prince Hal with another perfect jibe. We'll get to them in a moment. Here they are, another perfect jibe, and they have left everybody else by finding the wind and sailing down with it.
You know, all that took was somebody looking over their shoulder, calling where that breeze was, Steve.
I need to hug that tactician. He has done a spectacular job of coming back after they extended slightly. When they had the boat take their stern, he extended slightly before tacking back, allowing them room to be free to tack back onto starboard. So as they took their bow, they could have tacked and forced it past ley line. So there are mistakes, and we're seeing lead changes, which is great to watch.
So Prince Hal does look that they'll take out the first race of the night, and it does look like Pahi will come into second. Third is still anyone's game. And Concup, Steve, it is great to have you here in Auckland. I hope you're enjoying this fantastic racing.
This is absolutely wonderful, and I know I'm a little hard on the maneuvers because this is amateur racing. These guys are here on a Monday night doing their best with the friends without a big paid budget, and they're doing a fantastic job. But there are crew errors at this level that allow, and tactical errors that allow boats to change leads, which makes it very, very exciting to commentate.
And there it is. That's the gun for Prince Hal.
Well, that's a big round of applause. They did a spectacular job.
They did.
Coming from behind to recapture as a big puff comes through to get Pahi right through this finish line right here. Beautiful trim on that nicely cut spinnaker. So the big one is third place. There were 3 different boats, 3 different tactics. It looks like Psyche was able to get the Passion. They're on starboard jibing to port. Perfect jibe right there. Let's see if they set the pole. They've been able to extend. Well, Passion went too far past ley line with the southerly shift. So they're reaching in. And it looks like Psyche has gone from 4th to 3rd on this downwind, and Playboy is right on top of Passion. This is going to be really tight between Playboy and Passion. There goes Psyche for 3rd. Can Playboy get to him? It looks like Passion may hold it. All right, so great racing right there.
Now that is the top boats in the fleet, all finishing in the top 5 of that race.
And then we have a whole peloton, 4 boats finishing at once here. It looks like Precedent that had some miscues and some bad jib trim earlier has gotten it back, and it looks like they're going to take all 4 of these boats as they all 4 finish at once. Wonderful sailing.
Doesn't
right
get much better than this, does it?
Absolutely great.
So now,
Thank
Steve,
you
what
so
do you
much.
think about your first commentating experience here in Auckland for the Stewart 34's?
Well, the weather, it's been sunny all day today, and it's perfect weather, and having wind shifts with the city front right there, you couldn't ask for a more beautiful backdrop. But you have the marina to the right hand side, which is more their normal southwest this time of year, and then the city front on the westerly, which is going to give you striations of wind. You can feel the thermal temperature changing dramatically in the light spots coming through, which makes for super exciting sailing as long as it doesn't shut down. So it couldn't be better. And we have a big tide coming in, 2.6 meters of tide coming in today. So that's going to mean the center of the course is going to be feeling more movement. On the weather leg could be good, on the downwind leg could be bad. So you really have to keep an eye on that tide as it comes in today.
So just need to let you know that 2 of your friends are watching, Scotty Dixon and Chris Steele, both tuned in.
Well, 2 of my absolute favorites. I've spent years commentating with Scotty, and he's one of the smoothest commentators in the world. And Chris Steele got on the mic the first time, and he was magic.
And I think thank you also to our boat driver here, Finn. Thank you, Finn. Great work. All right, we are going to cut this live stream now, and we'll be back shortly for the second race of the night. Steve, you're not going anywhere, are you? You're staying right here.
I wouldn't miss this for the world.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. That was race 1 of the Stewart 34 Championship Series, and we'll be back in just a jiffy for race 2.